Have you ever felt that life was trying to tell you something, but you just couldn't understand the message? Moments that seem like coincidences, dreams that feel too real, repeated numbers, delays, or sudden encounters that shake your soul. These are not accidents. These are signs. Whispers from the universe guiding you, protecting you, calling you toward your true path. But the question is, are you listening or are you ignoring them? Stay with me, because today we will uncover the silent signs the universe sends you, but you keep overlooking. The whisper of the universe. Have you ever paused just for a moment and wondered why your life unfolds the way it does? Why certain events repeat themselves again and again, almost as if there is a hidden pattern you cannot escape? Why some people enter your life suddenly and then leave, just as suddenly, without explanation? Most of us move so fast through life, we rarely stop to notice. We believe everything is random. Everything is coincidence. But the truth is far more mysterious and far more profound. The universe is not silent. It is alive. It is conscious. It is speaking to you every single day, not in the way you expect, not with loud voices, not with clear instructions, but with whispers, subtle nudges, and gentle reminders. Think about it. That feeling you get in your heart when you are about to make a choice and something inside you says, wait. That sudden dream you wake up from, that feels more real than reality itself. That delay on your journey, that frustrates you in the moment, but later you realize it protected you from something worse. These are not accidents. These are signs, messages, small threads in the larger fabric of life. And yet, most people ignore them. They dismiss them as coincidence or imagination. They return to the noise of their busy lives and miss the guidance that was meant for them. Why do we ignore? Because we are distracted. We are restless. Our minds are too loud, always chasing the next goal, the next problem, the next desire. And in that noise, we cannot hear the gentle voice of the universe. Imagine standing near a waterfall, the sound of rushing water all around you. If a friend whispers in your ear, would you hear them? No, the sound is drowned. This is exactly how most of us live. Our waterfall is the endless noise of thoughts, worries, plans, and fears. And the universe, it whispers. It will never scream. It will never force itself upon you. It waits for you to become still enough to listen. When you finally slow down, when you breathe, when you pay attention, suddenly you begin to see the small coincidences no longer feel random. The delays, the rejections, the unexpected turns begin to look like guidance, and the people who enter and exit your life start to reveal their purpose. Some came to teach you lessons, some came to test you, and some came only to awaken you. This is the first truth you must understand. The universe is not against you. It is guiding you, always. But only those who are awake can recognize the signs. So ask yourself now, how many times have you ignored the whispers? And how different would your life be if you had listened the language of signs? If the universe is always whispering, then the question is, how do we understand its language? What form do these signs take? And why do they come to us in ways that are easy to miss? The universe rarely sends you a loud, clear answer. It will not place a giant signboard on your path. Instead, it communicates through symbols, through patterns, through experiences that touch your soul in quiet ways. Perhaps you notice repeating numbers. 11:11 on the clock. The same digits appearing again and again. Perhaps you hear the same phrase from different people within a short span of time. Perhaps an old memory suddenly returns to you, reminding you of something you had forgotten. These are not accidents. They are gentle nudges guiding your awareness. But here is the challenge. The universe speaks in subtlety, and to the impatient mind, subtlety is invisible. Think of a musician who has trained their ears for years. They can hear a single note out of tune, even in a large orchestra. But the untrained ear hears only noise. In the same way, when your awareness is dull, you cannot perceive the universe's guidance. You miss the signs. But when you refine your inner stillness, when you sharpen your awareness, the signs become clear. The universe speaks to you through people, that stranger who offers a kind word at exactly the moment you are about to give up, the mentor who appears when you are lost, even the critic who challenges you, may be a messenger pushing you to grow. The universe speaks to you through obstacles. When doors close again and again, perhaps it is not rejection, perhaps it is redirection, a path not meant for you, a way to protect you from unseen harm. The universe speaks to you through inner feelings, that strange sense of peace when you are on the right path, that heavy discomfort when you are about to make a mistake, that intuition, soft yet persistent, telling you, go here, do this, trust this. The language of the universe is not external alone, it is also internal. It is felt more than heard. But here is the truth most people overlook. Signs are not given once, they repeat. If you ignore the first whisper, it comes again a little louder. Ignore it again and life becomes heavier, more painful until you cannot avoid it anymore. What you call a problem may in fact be the universe raising its voice. It tried to whisper, you did not listen, so it created a storm. This is why awareness matters. When you recognize the signs early, you walk in harmony with life. When you ignore them, life must push you harder. So the question is not, is the universe sending me signs? The real question is, am I listening? When you ignore the signs, what happens? When we do not listen, when the universe whispers and we turn away, when we silence our own intuition because we are too afraid, too distracted, too stubborn to follow. At first, nothing seems to happen. You ignore the dream. You ignore the feeling in your chest. You ignore the pattern repeating itself. Life continues. You carry on. You convince yourself, it's nothing, it doesn't matter. But the universe is patient. It will not force you. It will wait, and then it will try again. This time, a little louder, a little stronger. That job you cling to, even though you know it drains your soul, begins to collapse. That relationship you refuse to release, even though deep down you feel it is toxic, becomes more painful. That habit you know is destroying you begins to take away your peace, your health, your energy. You see, ignoring the signs does not stop them, it only makes them heavier. What begins as a whisper becomes a push. And if you resist the push, it becomes a storm. Think of a river. Its current flows naturally, guiding everything within it. If you flow with it, there is ease. But if you resist, if you try to swim against it, what happens? You become exhausted, you struggle, and eventually the current drags you anyway. This is what life feels like when you ignore its direction. Many people ask, why is life so difficult? Why is everything against me? But often, life is not against you. It is only guiding you, away from what no longer serves you. And the difficulty you feel is the resistance inside you. You are holding on to what must be released. Sometimes the signs hurt. They hurt because growth requires letting go. They hurt because comfort resists change. But the pain of ignoring the signs is always greater than the pain of listening. Have you noticed? The longer you stay in the wrong place, the louder the signs become. The red flags in a relationship multiply. The inner unrest in a career grows stronger. The fatigue of carrying the wrong habits begins to weigh on your soul. The universe does not punish, it teaches. It repeats the lesson until you finally learn. And the longer you resist, the harder the lesson feels. So understand this truth. You are free to ignore the signs, but you cannot escape the consequences. Every ignored whisper becomes a louder call. Every avoided lesson returns in a new form, until finally you can no longer run. So ask yourself, what signs in your life have you been ignoring, and what storms are rising because you refuse to listen? How to align with the signs. If the universe is always speaking, and if ignoring the signs leads only to struggle, then the real question is, how do we align ourselves so we can hear clearly and follow with trust? The first step is stillness. You cannot hear a whisper in a room full of noise. In the same way, you cannot hear the universe while your mind is restless, distracted, and loud. This is why practices like meditation, mindful breathing, or even silent walks in nature are powerful. They quiet the waterfall of thoughts. They slow down the endless rush inside you, and in that stillness, subtle messages rise to the surface. The second step is awareness. Pay attention to the patterns of your life. Notice what repeats. Notice the numbers, the dreams, the conversations that circle back again and again. Notice how your body feels in certain situations, light in some, heavy in others. Your awareness is the lens through which the universe communicates. Sharpen the lens and the signs will appear brighter. The third step is trust. Even when you notice the signs, fear can make you hesitate. You see the red flags, but you cling to the relationship. You sense it's time to leave the job, but you fear the unknown. You feel called to take a new path, but you doubt yourself. Trust is the bridge between knowing and doing. Without trust, awareness has no power. Trust does not mean recklessness. It means believing that life supports you, even when you cannot see the full picture. It means understanding that every ending hides a new beginning, and every closed door points toward an open one. The fourth step is action. Signs without action are wasted. If the universe nudges you to rest, but you keep pushing, the lesson is lost. If the universe shows you an opportunity, but you hesitate, the moment passes. Awareness must be followed by courage. Chorus. G, to step into the unknown. Courage to let go of what no longer serves you. Courage to say yes when your soul calls you forward. And finally, gratitude. When you acknowledge the guidance you receive, more guidance comes. When you express thanks for the signs, even the small ones, you train your mind to notice them more often. Gratitude sharpens your vision. It strengthens your connection to the flow of life. So remember, the universe is not distant. It is not outside of you. It is within you. It speaks through your intuition, through your emotions, through the synchronicities around you. When you cultivate stillness, awareness, trust, action, and gratitude, you align yourself with this flow. And then life begins to change. Obstacles feel lighter. Decisions feel clearer. Your path begins to make sense, not because everything is easy, but because you finally walk with the current instead of against it. The universe whispers, always. The choice to listen is yours. Walking in harmony with the universe. So now you understand. The universe whispers. It sends signs, subtle and gentle. Ignore them, and they grow louder. Listen, and life begins to flow with greater harmony. But what does it truly mean to live in alignment with these signs? It means to walk through life with openness, to carry a heart that listens more than it resists. It means releasing the constant need to control every detail, and instead
learning to dance with the rhythm of life. When you walk in harmony with the universe, you begin to notice the beauty of timing. The right people arrive when they are meant to. Opportunities unfold when you are ready. Obstacles transform into lessons that strengthen you. You no longer ask, "Why me?" You begin to ask, "What is this teaching me?" You no longer fight the storms. You learn to use their winds to carry you forward. But remember, harmony does not mean perfection. It does not mean life will always be smooth. Even rivers have rapids. Even the wind can be strong. But when you walk in harmony, you are no longer lost in fear. You understand that every event, pleasant or painful, carries meaning. Every sign, every lesson, every experience is part of your unfolding path. To walk in harmony is also to trust your own inner compass. Because the universe does not only send signs outside of you, it speaks through your intuition. That quiet knowing, that voice you sometimes ignore, is the universe within you. When you honor it, you align with life itself. And here is the secret. When you listen to the signs, you begin to live with less resistance. And less resistance means more energy, more clarity, more peace. Think of a bird flying with the wind. It does not need to exhaust itself. The wind carries it. But a bird that flies against the wind struggles endlessly. Your life can be like that bird. You can resist, or you can allow the current to guide you. The universe does not demand perfection. It only asks for awareness. It only asks that you open your eyes, open your heart, and pay attention. So as you move forward from this moment, ask yourself, what signs have I been ignoring? What whispers have I silenced? And what would my life feel like if I chose today to listen? The truth is simple. The universe is speaking, always. Through people, through events, through patterns, through your own soul. And when you align yourself with this truth, you are never truly alone, because life itself walks with you. So breathe deeply, be still, be aware, trust the path, and remember, every sign is a reminder that the universe has never stopped guiding you.